learned how difficult it is to work across disciplines, how difficult it is to communicate across a discipline. We had to figure out what each other needed in order to complete the project, and I think that was the biggest hurdle we had to overcome.
The initial focus for this grant project was to research, plot, and plan out the details for building an electric vehicle. As we moved forward in the project, we found that we could produce more than just a 3D model. We could actually build a car. One of the wonderful tools that HP provided for us was the Dino program. Dino is a classroom management software that combines the power of student response tools, class capture software, note-taking, and interactive whiteboard functionality into one easy-to-use solution. This program opened huge doors of advanced learning for our students. They became excited about and engaged in the learning process. Not only did this lead to higher student achievement, but it has become an invaluable tool for our teachers.
When I found out that we were awarded the HP grant, I was really excited because that gave me an opportunity to really utilize the technology in the classroom. And when it all came in, we were very overwhelmed with what we received. Our mouths just dropped. And sure, we had some problems in the beginning. There were a few issues, getting the wiring working, getting the software in, getting things going. But once we got the stuff into the kids' hands, they took off with it.
The project was bigger than any of us ever imagined, and that through the research that the students were doing, we illuminated the limitations of the chemistry lab and the ability to produce the power requirements that an electric car would actually deserve. That was kind of troublesome. That was kind of worrisome. It was overwhelming from my point of view.
I had no idea what we were going to do, what we were going to build, and so when we went to that first meeting and talked about building an electric car, I was very excited about that, because that was something that's definitely in the future. And any way that we can get our kids involved using technology and in applying that knowledge to something that they're going to be able to create, I think that's a wonderful thing.
I think that the biggest difference I noticed in myself in the first year is that I'm trying to incorporate more technology in the classroom, not in terms of what I use, but what the students use.
The learning process in the classroom has gone from me being the sole person giving information to the students actually getting onto the computers and finding out information. I've gone to a 5E model where the students are actually doing the exploring, finding out about the material, the concept, the idea, long before I started even talk to them about it. And this having computers in my classroom every day and students using them has changed the way my classroom looks. If you walk in now, I'm not in the front telling them what to do, and I'm monitoring them. I'm going up and down the aisles, helping them, answering them questions, and they're getting much more a personal education, where before it was just the whole room got the education. So this grant has been great.
The engineering portion of it, while we had a lot of success with the design, actually building something that was our own design became very difficult as far as getting the parts that we needed and trying to build something from scratch. We just didn't have the fabrication possibilities here at the school to do something like that. So in the second year, we continued along with the theme of environmental energy, but we had to switch gears a little bit on the design factor, where instead of building something from scratch, which was apparently next to impossible, we had to change over to a retrofit. And the idea was, if you had an old gas-powered vehicle that was a gas guzzler and you wanted to just pull the engine out and completely replace it with an electric-powered motor, this is how we would do it. So we took some of our designs and said, what could we modify these designs to fit that's already somewhat pre-existing? And the idea came about that, well, we can't exactly do a full-size car, but we could do a smaller version of the same idea. Take a gas-powered go-kart, take it apart, take all the gas-powered components out, and then retrofit it and redesign it to run on electricity. Some ideas were also put forth about where this project could possibly lead to in the future, as far as powering the car and charging the batteries. We've had some ideas about making it solar powered, either putting solar panels directly on the car or building a solar station that you can park it under and just plug it in and have it charge that way.
Hello, my name is George Galosa, and I was in Mr. Kuehl's AP Physics C class of 2010. and I worked on the electric car project the last 9 weeks and helped in the conceptual designing of the car.
I am Kevin Wynn, and I was in the first 9 weeks of Keel's independent study class, and I also worked on the car.
We were actually thinking of building actual batteries using the chemistry class during that time and building a rechargeable battery. And but to get that idea to work, we would need multiple voltage cells to actually produce at least 12 amps of current.
Right now it's fully assembled and it's working.
The novelty of the new technology won students over. Teachers reported more student enthusiasm and active participation in learning on the days the tablets and laptops were used in class. HP Grant teachers moved from teacher-centered to student-centered learning. We met regularly to coordinate lessons and to meet project deadlines. By the end of the first year, we had created designs for the car and battery, and our teachers were comfortable with the laptops, tablets, and software. When our physics teacher got the flu this spring, he was able to teach his class during the school day from home using the Dino software and HP tablets. We've had absent students join in during class from their home computer. Our teachers have also been able to save lecture notes in real time for absent students to view from home. As you can see, the use of technology at home and at school has increased as a direct result of the grant.
Being a small part of helping get things donated and getting the car together. So in the second year, actually, the car had come together, and it was great to see how each team member put the time in to make this a successful grant project.
My participation has made me a lot more aware of not an afterthought of technology, but thinking, okay, how can I integrate this while I'm planning? Finding little places here and there just to do something. And trying to get kids familiar with different technologies and different ways to use it for good and not evil. You know, not being social network technology adept, but being, you know, work and educationally adept with the technology. And I think that's been the biggest difference for me, is finding ways just to put little pieces in here and there.
The HP Grant teachers are excited about the possibility of being able to continue to use the HP technology in their classrooms. The tablets and software have become an integral part of successful lessons. The students and teachers alike have embraced the technology that was provided to us from the HP Grant. As this project comes to a close, we can see a side benefit in the increase in project and CBA scores, along with an increase in interest in science, technology, engineering, and math careers. We would like to thank Hewlett Packard for their generosity and their commitment to education.